It's a day off for me today, and I've been sitting on this one for about 5 days and been really keen to get into it. I haven't even previewed the music, but just for some of the topical content, it is fascinating to me. So Darkness speaks from the heart of a band called CRESCENDIUM under their flagship of mystic metal. The band travels through the abysses of the human soul to bring it into the light. So we're talking philosophical, that's the word, philosophical, emotional and gloomy extreme metal. I love all of that, and melodic elements, and they promise to take the listener into deep worlds. It's kind of gonna have that Children of Bodom, Death and Knee Obliviscaris vibe, and they say they rage on in furious live performances for their headbanging audiences, evidence of which is on their YouTube, as the single I'm about to play, Dead Air, also has an official live video attached to it. The band was formed in 2018 by frontwoman, vocal coach, what is wrong with my linguistics today? A vocal coach and songwriter Elena Cortauri, or is that Tori? Forgive me for pronunciations. Awesomeness is that even in the very beginning, the band fronted as an opening act for the awesome, legendary Napalm Death. Now, where are we? I don't know if you could capture it here. No, it's slightly off camera, so there we go. Enemy of the Music Business was the album that introduced me to Napalm Death, and it was only just a couple of days I was listening to that, and Long Live the Code. The Code is Red. I fucking absolutely love that era of Napalm Death. What a band. Anyway, I digress. So it kind of established itself in the regional metal scene, and they're from Hamburg in Germany. They even had a television appearance. In this year, they've released a single called Orinco. That song captivates. Soulful orchestra, shredding screams, delicate vocals, and all about the circle of life and death. So I'll be checking that out after this, and if you like what I'm going to play, you can check that out too. This is their second single, and this I find very interesting even before I've pushed play. It's a battle hymn against oppression, dedicated to all those souls who are imprisoned and hope for a better life. Now, there are various forms of imprisonment. There's, rightful just imprisonment. I myself have been a prisoner. I wrote about my experiences of being in a sort of Victorian era relic of a prison here in the UK in my single Banged Up, which is available on all streaming platforms. And also there's videos, so have a nose at www.bensebastian.online for basically everything that I get up to. And of course there's also wrongful imprisonment, oppressive regimes and stuff. And then of course there are other forms of imprisonment, such as sort of the farming and locking up of animals to satisfy the human needs and desires. Unfortunately, I'm a chef and I'm a meat eater, so I'm very much involved in this, and it's a moral challenge at times. The band say animals are living, breathing beings just like us, yet humanity puts them in cages, tortures and kills them. There's a soul behind those eyes, captures the message of this song. They've got a debut album which paints stories of inner worlds, and each track, and this is really interesting, is dedicated to one mental disorder, and it's a composition of death, black and progressive metal, which will be released in winter 2023. I myself am diagnosed borderline personality disorder. I'm now going through the mill to just confirm a diagnosis of ADHD, which comes as absolutely no surprise to me. And I myself have been writing about the tenets of the BPD, of the borderline disorder, in a series of what will, of singles that will be released soon. Some of the artwork and concept stuff you can sort of see up there, and then there's another chap, I think he's just behind my, no. Oh yes, he's just behind my head, that lovely person out there, spitting out flies, which is a sort of a internal destructive narratives and all sorts. But anyway, I digress. But this winter, CRESCENDIUM will share the stages with bands such as Critical Mass, Atom Winter, Slaughter Day, Persona, I'm not even gonna, okay, I will continue. Verderness. Oh, maybe put a link below. That's me talked on for quite some time now, so let's actually dig into this single. This is Crescendium with Dead Air. Oh. every second of that 5 minutes and 15 track. Very enjoyable, so much to say. I mean, I really loved the kind of use of that like Mongolian type of throat singing type of vibe that appeared in the intro and then later on towards the end. It adds to the mystic colour. Lots of the stuff they were doing adds to the mystic kind of vibe, and it's really good that they've sort of identified this sort of niche, given it a name, and are pushing it forward. It's very well suited. Regards to the song, they're not shy of getting into the lyrical content in the way that it is. You know, there was kind of something about breaking of bones and all this kind of stuff, and a lot of people shy away from the adjectives that are absolutely correctly suitable, even if the message comes across as brutal, because, you know, they're talking about a very honest perspective on the brutality, on the way humans treat, in their view, lesser sentient beings. Props to that, and it's delivered in a really good symphonic, progressive context. Love the colours of the instrumentation, and the vocal dynamics are great because you have these very soft, mystic aura type, chilled female vibes. Then you've got your sort of your brutal death tones and your lovely sort of screamy black overtones as well, and all of this just adds colour to the message, adds colour to the whole band and the whole production. It's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and as regards to the kind of comment saying it's a battle hymn, absolutely, yes, that's a very adequate description. This was quite a surprise, and I hadn't given it any preview whatsoever, and it exceeded my expectations. I'm very interested in this Within album that is going to be coming out. The one where each track is dedicated to one particular mental disorder. I'm very interested to see where this band goes. Exceedingly good composition, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And if you did too, I'm going to populate links and stuff for you to follow below. And then again, of course, I have to mention bensebastian.online for more videos like this. The new Tear Your Fucking Face Off podcast, which is essentially the rebranded Sonic Symphonic podcast. Then there's Serenity in the Shadows, which is the guided meditation podcast that I'm doing to horror gothic themed music, and other bits and pieces I've got going on. But this track, yes, Dead Air will definitely be featuring on the Tear Your Fucking Face Off Spotify playlist. Definitely a band to keep an eye on. A very strong start, and I wish them a all positive future. I've been Ben Sebastian, and this has been CRESCENDIUM.